Right.
By the way, I'm the only guy here wearing pants. I mean, full pants. yeah. That's just like So, everyone else is in shorts, and I was like wondering.
We got a viral moment. Take Animal. Let's be blunt about it. That you felt the film was chauvinistic, to put it bluntly.
I didn't feel it was. I felt the character was short.
Sorry, the character was.
Yeah. I think it's a great film. I saw a Malayalam film that had these things where somebody was driving and driving without a helmet may cause injury, and I'm like, nice. That's interesting.
May I say, my last time in Kochi is the first city I saw everybody wearing a helmet on the bike.
Maybe because of the warning.
Yeah, the warning changed everything. Show some respect.
Cinema
now,
changes
cut to Gurgaon
society.
and see what happens.
Yeah.
I have the wrong pants on today.
I'm like, are we next going to be talking about what underwear you're wearing, or like?
Next time you come.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to launch yourself in films, or if you want to understand the network of films, we've got the guy for you. This man is the man who runs the film industry, not just in the South, where he comes from, but all over now. I mean, every industry, probably Korea as well. I don't know, Iran.
Yeah,
Majid is on your phone.
I think, yeah. Tom Cruise is on my phone. So
who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Tom bloody Cruise, 60 plus and still the lead.
Yeah,
what is he?
What is he jumping
that
off?
Won't happen in India.
Yeah. I taught him how to do that.
Yeah, fair.
The stunts, yeah.
I wonder if that's true,
What?
That he does his own stunts and all that. It's a bit like we have Akshay Kumar, we have a couple of others. In the South, you've got a few as well. These macho men who do their own stunts thingy. But sometimes it's just hype, right? Because
he does his stunts.
No, but it's a little... if I'm putting so much money as the producer into the film, I don't want him hanging from a helicopter or whatever.
But that's what he does.
But what if something happened to him? I'll go bust.
That's the
Till
thrill.
AI
That's called
takes
living
over.
on the edge.
So it's really mission impossible for the producers, what you're saying. He's just sitting there, he's doing his Hail Marys or whatever.
Yeah. He's the producer.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just
it's like you start your own show and then you can do whatever you want with it.
True, but when you put all that money and it's on his back, you're carrying the entire franchise, and this guy wants to jump out of what was that thing in Dubai in the last one where he jumps out of a hotel?
The Burj Khalifa and all that.
Yeah, but the hype was that he did that. Now, I don't know. You know better than us. By the way, may I introduce you? I don't even think I did. So it's the great Baradwaj, I was saying correctly, Rangan. And you prefer to be called? Because sometimes it says Rangan, sometimes it says Baradwaj, so I want to make sure.
My name is Baradwaj. So you can call me whatever you want.
What do your friends call you?
Baddie, BR.
I like Baddie. BR is a little like it ages us.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Baddie is nice. Baddie's good enough. And Baddie sounds it's cool because it's so silly.
It's silly, It's silly, It's a silly name. Names are silly, right? It's like
normal names are silly, but then you have friends with these strange names, and then it's always. But the good thing is you always remember those names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever people say like, oh, you went to X school, remember so and so, and I'm like, I don't know. But then they say like. No, Chiku. Oh, Chiku. Yeah. Now I remember.
How can you forget Chiku? That's Virat Kohli's pet name. Yeah. He was a little podgy growing up in Delhi when he was a young kid.
Yeah.
So these names stick, right? So apparently all the guys who grew up with him, etc., they still call him Chiku, but now he's this demigod.
Yeah.
With 15 people around him and all that. He's lean
I
and
saw this
fit.
really sad video of his where he said that the people that grew up with him, and except for I think for one guy, they all like treat him with like a demigod. They're not talking to him as freely as they used to. They're so up. And like even people that he knew in the neighborhood, general aunties he grew up with, they were all like little like
over respect, no?
I
think I saw the same thing.
He's now in a bubble.
But what do you do? He suddenly became this superstar, so they got scared.
I know, but it's like it's whatever price of fame, whatever. But it's just a little sad to hear.
It is sad because it's so nice when people can treat people the same, whatever they are. I have a list of people that I've grown up with who always been nice to me when I was a kid, call me but in the same affectionate way, and continue till I'm an old man. There are a few who do that, and plenty who don't.
Yeah.
In his case, it's more about the fame thing, but you can also see how people treat you differently as a child and then as you grow up. Why do people do that? I've never understood, really.
I think it's because some people, they're used to seeing you a certain way.
Yeah.
And then they, like, when they see you as a more public figure or whatever.
They're disappointed.
They're disappointed. like, I don't know what it is. It's
like disappointed in Virat's success.
Yeah.
Hanging back. Yeah. I think it's just awkward because he became this superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
And also, you're used to hanging out with them. And I don't know, maybe part of it is also because they feel that bridge now. Okay, like now this guy is monetarily fine, in every possible way.
Yeah.
That guy's like in a different universe.
Correct.
So now it's
and
like,
will he treat them the same?
Yeah.
Or will he, call them like...
Yeah, like
his
do I want to...
valet?
Do you want to
Yeah.
say, hey, Virat, remember we studied in 6th standard, and he's like, yeah. Hi.
that-
And then, you don't want that to happen, So it's like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
No, I remember once in Chennai airport seeing Rajni for the first time live. As in, I didn't see him immediately because the crowd just moved. And suddenly I was alone, because everybody had moved.
So I'm from Chennai, and you want to make a Rajnikanth story?
No, I wanted to bring Rajni in because I think that he goes out of his way not to show himself as a star because he was dressed down in slippers and this and that. But even then, a crowd went straight to him and then they suddenly stop, because there's that fear factor.
Yeah.
I don't want to, fear factor is the wrong
Respect,
word.
I think.
Respect,
Yeah.
fear, whatever.
Yeah.
Because the guy's like a demigod. And once you're a demigod, it's damn tough.
Yeah,
so you
it's
can't
very
blame
tough.
Virat's circle either.
Yeah.
Because nobody actually jumps through and says, Randy, what's up? It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And it's like, it's tough.
So I know it's a sad story for him, but he has to accept that it's just not good. And he didn't keep in touch with them. So if they were in touch, it wouldn't be like this, right? So that's
and
also
also, it's difficult to keep in touch, right? Because, he's traveling all the time.
No, I'm not doing this as a criticism. I'm getting scared now.
No. I'm just saying, see, even at different levels of I have seen people that, I always tell people, because they say, I don't know when to call you because you're always so busy, and I find that very silly because everyone has a smartphone now. It's not like the old days where a rotary phone...
So you're saying that's an excuse, or you're saying that's a deliberate thing?
No. I don't know what to make of it, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like it's not like the old days where you had to pick up the phone, you ran to the phone to pick up because otherwise you wouldn't know who called, and it was like, rotary phone. Now you have a smart... So if you call and I miss the call, I know you're going to call, and when I'm going to call back. So I don't get this excuse of, I don't know, you seem to be so busy. But who's not busy?
What about texting?
Yeah,
It's the
and
simplest
who's
thing.
not busy? Like if you're in a job, who's not busy? It's like I can give the same thing to you, right? It's like your sound recorder's there, your cameraman is there. They're
Correct.
busy. They're
not really busy. We are just outside Bandra police station. These guys were in lockup. They were, they're easy
that true?
hires.
Is that
It's true.
true?
We just moved to a new location. It's all
Yeah.
good. I'm not lying at all.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the standards here, for God's sake.
I
man.
swear, yeah, this
From
is
the anchor downwards, it's all.
yeah.
You made the proprietor.
By the way, I'm the only guy here wearing pants. I mean, full pants. It's just like, so everyone else is in shorts. And I was like wondering.
We got a viral moment. Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in?
So, I was thinking, oh my God, should I dress up or something? Because Cyrus' show, he's the OG and this and that and all that. I'm like, no, these guys are dressing t-shirts and, whatever. So they're chilling.
So, Mr. Baddie, sir, let me tell you something.
Huh.
Yesterday, Fardeen came for the interview. Fardeen Khan, the actor. A very sweet guy. But he came in tracks. And he bought 2 shirts, fancy looking, really flamboyant looking shirts, blue, green, whatever. And then he saw me and said, okay, I'll stay in the tracks. Because it does not look like master and slave or something. The dynamic will be all over the place.
Yeah.
But you've dressed very correctly, I think, in a sense that it's not too shabby and it's not too
neutral.
formal. Yeah.
Black is best.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it
It's
properly.
Black, yeah. Black is ideal for travel. Yeah.
When I was a young man, the girls used to all wear black because apparently it just covers everything.
Yeah.
And just makes you look sort of like a neutral shape and all that.
Yeah.
And everybody looks a little slim.
I'm not sure what to make of this.
I don't know. I'm not flirting with you, so don't worry about that.
Let's just let this pass. This is like
he's Baddie, I'm Goody.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know what to make of it, but it's like
Oh, we live in a world where every little thing that we have to be cognizant of all the things we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if people. I hope nobody listens to the whole show that we do, because when the guest relaxes, both of us say all kinds of silly things, and it's never with a malicious intent, or at least I hope not.
It is never with the
out of context, but
I think it's. Sometimes people get too serious. You need to be like, there's like, they take themselves too seriously.
Too serious.
Yeah. I mean, so when you're talking...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, when you're talking about like serious stuff, yeah, sure. But, it don't have to be serious all the time.
No, my point is if I make like a race joke, doesn't mean I hate that race. Or religious joke. Doesn't mean, there's this 1 + 1 going into 2 and 3 and 4 is a little unnecessary. Like, have we not made fat jokes? Doesn't mean we hate fat people. We not made father jokes. Do we hate our fathers? I mean, it doesn't add up the way people think sometimes.
Yeah, like people sometimes think that, when they hate me, they call me the equivalent of, hey, baldy or bald guy. Like they think that I'm going to crumble and die.
Yeah,
like,
really.
I'm like, oh my God.
The first guy to observe that you have no hair.
Please,
well done.
Well done. That's the best you could think of.
He really thinks he's got you now. I'll get him.
Yeah.
I'll write Baldy.
I'm going to crush his spirit. Okay, whatever.
So what do you write back? Thanks, man. I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea. When I was combing my hair this morning, I was like, wow, suddenly,
My wife is shocked.
It is crazy. So.
Yeah, the internet is beautiful that with the trolls. And for me, we do these things with my wife. Oh, sounds bad. Me and my wife do these reels where she's, whatever, I try to bully her, irritate her,
I've seen
keep
the
it as
shows.
real
It's
as
like,
possible.
yeah, I'm an
and she's
addict.
just always angry. That's the
Yeah.
way she is anyway. But they keep trolling her, not me. And they say all kinds of mean things and sometimes, disgusting things as well. And she gets a little upset. And she goes and corrects their grammar. It's like the guy's written, "You're a fucking idiot," and there's a G missing. So she says, "Please learn to spell." I said, you can't get back at them by telling them their English is not good and they can't spell properly.
No, but that's the best thing to
You
do
think?
is like, because you're
What
not taking
was
it
the-
seriously. You can't take it seriously.
No, but where are we? Like, so people are sometimes on some different planes.
But I wonder, what is it that Cyrus? Okay, let me
just
ask you
bored.
this. It's like, why is everyone so angry?
I don't know. I was just going through your biodata, and by the way, national award-winning critic. It says there's lots of things we should say. If you had a good anchor, you'd get it, but you got me.
I don't want to talk about those things.
No, we'll come to it if it happens at some point. But there was a Kabir Singh interview and a Arjun Reddy interview. I think these two, where these guys went after you. And I think somebody wrote that I'll
Animal also.
Animal also. So I'll critique the critic because you've got these hardcore cult followers who are like, you hurt my parents or something by giving an intellectual sort of discussion over a film and made your points, whatever. And so how would you handle that? Did you
One
go-
is I try not to engage too much with social media. So occasional comments come to me through my producer or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
it's like, they're saying this, they're saying this, they're saying this.
look and leave?
I don't even look and leave. I don't even go there. Like I retweet, I do all those things, but I don't really look and leave because I don't mind the criticism, but sometimes the form bothers you.
Like?
The way they write, the
crudeness.
cuss words, the crudeness.
See, that moment they go there, then it's a waste of time.
Then it's a waste of
because
time.
you're not on my-
Because you're not like if you genuinely want to engage with
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
that's fine. Like we can have a discussion about it.
Civil argument always welcome.
Always welcome. Yeah,
If you want to be like a beast, then carry on.
Yeah, but if you're going to say like, you motherfucker,
Yeah.
then that's it. Like I'm like not even interested in going there. So it's like, so that's what it is. So and sometimes that sticks in your mind and you want to get back.
It also ages you when they say the full bad word.
Yeah.
Like if it was my son's generation, they'd be like mofo or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you'll
No,
feel more comfortable.
Like comfortable. And and some be like FUCER and again I'll feel I want to add the K there. Please, can I do that? It's just like
Is it our generation where we just want to correct things
everything,
like that?
all the spellings are like,
How can
you want to swear at me, swear grammatically, like do that properly.
Call yourself a writer.
Yeah. What is this? Why you?
Ridiculous.
Learn to type.
So whenever this happens with you, and you've been a critic for so long, imagine the first half of your career of, let's say, up to maybe early 2000s, it was a one-way process, right? You write, and that's it, or mostly in print, right?
Right.
Like Khalid Muhammad and all these other guys before you, the generation before you. And now it's not. So now every time somebody says anything, the film actors, psychophants, and whatever you want to call them, they all are up in arms and start, to and fro happening.
No, it was very good at the beginning because for example, like you're right, the Khalid and that generation, Iqbal Masood, those guys wrote in print like for papers, right?
Yeah.
Then came the TV generation of critics, and then when me and Raja Sen and all those guys, we began, J. Arjun Singh, we were the first among the blog generation of critics. So that blog gave us an immediate engagement. So that was happening anyway. It was not a one way. But at that time, people were still interested in having long arguments about, like they would say, I do not agree with this particular point because something, this is a misogynistic thing, or this is this is against women, or like
Take
something
Animal, because I think you're going there somewhat, in recent memory at least. The film, this is what you also spoke about, and a few others have spoken about, that this, let's be blunt about it, that you felt the film was chauvinistic, to put it bluntly.
I didn't feel it was I felt the character was short.
Sorry, the character was.
Yeah. I think it's a great film. Yeah.
So you endorsed the film, but you said the characters
There's
like
nothing
this.
to endorse the film. See, it's a piece of fiction.
Right.
I find it interesting to go through that piece of fiction and then I close the book. It's not like I'm carrying it through to the rest of my life and I'm going to implement it in my real life. Yeah.
I mean, just if you look at like say Jack the Ripper movie or something like that, or some psycho film,
Raman Raghav,
or whatever, lots of killings are happening, etc. I mean, that you're not. It's not like it's a sense of glory about the character or whatever. This is the protagonist. This is what they do, and you have to divorce yourself from that once the film is over, like you said. But you can critique the character, and it's not to be taken personally because you're looking at the character.
Yeah.
The art, not the actor, the character.
Yeah.
This is the other problem they have. They start attacking the actor who's not he's just the actor.
Yeah.
It's the character written down for him, which he's representing. So, I mean, then, ban this guy and ban that guy, and how can they do this? It's against women, it's against this. So you didn't go that way.
No, see, for me, once the director says, once the character's father, if you're taking Animal, if Anil Kapoor is saying, I've given birth to a psychopath, very early on in the movie, the director is basically saying the guy's a psychopath. Now, where am I going to expect normal behavior from him? Similarly, in Kabir Singh, there's an early scene where the character says, you're a genius and all these other things, but in anger management, you're a big zero. That whatever is the fault is laid out in black and white early on, and that's the character we're supposed to take into the movie. Now, after that, expecting him to behave rationally in a cool way and all that is like, I don't know. That's the way I see it. But that's what I'm saying. I get that different people have different ways of watching films, right? Some people want films to be socially responsible. Some people say, all these other things. But the point is that all these viewpoints should be allowed to coexist, and all these viewpoints should be in conversation with each other. Instead, everybody's yelling at each other. It's like, how dare you like this movie? How dare you do this? How dare you do that? Why are you wearing the t-shirt, Cyrus? It's like...
It's free.
Yeah.
Completely free. Plus, I like dogs and cats.
Yeah.
You like animals? I like dogs and cats. We're in the same process. Yeah, but there's an art life thing that happens also to some extent. No? I think maybe I'm understanding what you're saying, which is that basically you look at the film and it's a piece of art. And then you go back to your life, and that's it.
But it's like a book. You have all these books behind you. You read them, and then you close the book. And it's not like if there's one or two things that you feel that is interesting, you'd probably take away. In self-help books, maybe you'll take away stuff. But in fiction, it's fiction.
Yeah.
And in fiction, you want to see other realities. Like, I'm meeting a psychopath named Cyrus, and I want to see his life, and like what
throwing me under the bus for
no. I'm
sitting here massaging your ego, being such a nice guy. What have I done wrong?
What I'm saying. So
you're like Aisha.
That is
with less hair.
This is interesting because that's what's interesting. Because
there's no responsibility for the filmmaker towards society.
No,
there's a very clear point here. This is why all the fighting happens. You're intellectually on another level. You're saying, okay, fine, I can watch my thing, shut the thing, go watch my tennis, and the two things have got nothing to do with each other. But a lot of people have this, and that's what happens. You're saying they're yelling and screaming about how dare he, Mr. Reddy, make this film where this character is shown in this way, whatever, and it's against the principles of humanity and blah blah blah, and it's his fault that women are ill-treated in India and the world. So that whole.
But then what? So is it Martin Scorsese's fault that Wolf of Wall Street is
no.
The guy's taking drugs and sleeping with all these women and that character's hailed as a hero and what? It's like a. It's just a story. Yeah. One of the things that happened was after seeing Dark Knight, Nolan's Dark Knight.
Yeah.
There was one guy in a New York theater. He took a machine gun and shot down some people.
What are you saying?
Yeah. And he said that Dark Knight, the Joker character, made me do this.
Inspired.
Now, the rest of America, nothing happened. Tons of people saw that movie. It's a massive financial, gigantic success.
We saw that film.
We saw
not
that
just
film.
America.
Yeah, and except nobody took up a gun.
Yeah.
So that's like,
that's a great point.
That's a great point. Yeah.
So it's completely the individual's fault.
It's your wiring.
And the context that you're getting out of it, or perspective you're getting out of it, how can I? I can't control that.
Yeah, and it's your wiring. It's your wiring that kind of determines everything, right? In your life, how you process things. Like supposing somebody cuts a line, somebody is like going to be. Fuck it.
Great example.
Yeah, but
otherwise
somebody be like,
but why do we not say anything?
What?
Exactly this. When they cut the line, people look at each other. Generally, nobody says anything. It takes some
But that's
time.
your personality. That's what is.
Nobody wants to engage in conflict.
Yeah.
But they're all criticizing. But if they could, it would be on the internet.
Or in the evening, they'll go to tell their friends or their spouse or whatever it is. What happened today? The shit thing happened today. But I'm like, some people will engage with that shit thing later.
Yeah.
Some people will engage with it right then and there. It's like they got a. Oh my God, I'm in front of you. Like, why are you cutting the line? Like, what's wrong with you? That kind of stuff. It happens in airports all the time because I'm in airports. I'm always waiting, and I'm like, some guy will coolly come and
how do they do that?
I don't know.
I mean, God, this is like a disease.
It's like you're taking out your laptop. You're doing
talk about great acting. Yeah, you're doing that, and there's 10 people ahead.
Yeah,
and this guy just smoothly walks like it's his, and he does it in this almost subtle way that if you're not paying attention, you're not even sure he turned up. He's just gone there.
And some of them will even smile like.
Yeah.
By the way,
And that smile explains to you, okay, boss, I'm here for some urgent reason. So
my flight is leaving now. As opposed to mine, which is taking off. As opposed to mine that is taking off 2 days later, and I'm just like showing up early.
Really. No, but then I don't think that can happen in certain societies. It happens in India because we, by and large, don't like to engage in conflict. I think, especially middle class India.
I think now we engage in a lot of conflict.
You think?
I'm like, yeah, we're very, very
Being
vocal.
a lion on the internet is very different, where you abuse people and attack critics. And all that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think people shout a lot.
Although if one person starts it, then it becomes a revolution.
Yeah.
But then everybody joins in.
Yeah,
They just need one leader to say.
And I also think that in India, your daily life is difficult, right? In a sense, yes, you may like the privilege scale, you may be this and that and whatever it is, but there's a lot of, the commute, the traffic, this, that, rain, something. It's like there's so much that do you want to allot some time to...
I know you're from Chennai, but in Mumbai, we start from leaving the house.
Yeah.
Okay, but on a day like this, where the rain has gone berserk, you have to put your foot out of the house and see whether it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
Yeah.
In privileged areas as well.
I had these fancy shoes planned for the show.
Oh, no.
Like, oh my God, I should really dress up and all that kind of stuff. But then I was like, okay, not in these rains. So I'm just going to wear sandals that I can easily carry in my hand in case I reach in my...
If I look under the table, will it look vulgar?
Yeah, my naked feet.
Thank God I finally found a guest who's as badly footed as I am. Yeah, that's great. I think it makes perfect sense. I don't know why people can't dress for the practicality of what they're doing rather than to show something.
Yeah. Like I've had interviews where I've had the interviews roll time is 10 o'clock. And then the interview actually starts at 10:20 or something like that because there's the hair person, the dress person, the makeup person, and they're all like doing some shine, some blush, some this, some that, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm noticing what the before and the after here. It's like it all looks the same. It's like whatever, some invisible crease
It's
is
insecurity,
being adjusted, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, what are they doing exactly? I don't know. So it's just like
also, when you're shooting in a film or a TV show or whatever, it's very distracting for the artist sometimes. I don't know how they put up with it. Because you're about to start your things, your focus is there, and then a hand will come and just ruffle your ear and collect, push the collar this way. And I'm like, hello, brother. They do it like robots. I know they mean well because they're worried about the look or whatever. But I find that really...
So one of my favorite things that I tell people about how surreal my job is like, I once went for this was a show, an OTT show, and this was an interview with about 8 people.
You won't tell us the name?
No.
They can quickly Google and check it out.
Each person had 4 assistants.
32 people. Straight away.
Wow, you're a king at math.
Your sarcasm is misplaced.
Yeah.
I'm a friend. Save it for that airport line when Mr. Joshi but they do an Ornob. Ornob is all about the white paper. If you have a white paper in your hand, it gives you a lot of power.
Yeah.
So he just throws a white paper and says, Pakistan and China have caused this. This leakage in Baikala.
Yeah.
It's caused by them. So the same with the passengers. Have you noticed? They always have something in their hand.
Yeah.
That gives them, the validity to go past immediately.
So
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
what is it talking about?
I don't know. You were being mean to me.
I don't know.
And you won't tell us, 8 into 4, 32 people. So
So, by the time, each time they took a break, like a 10-minute break, and like somebody would say...
Tell us the name now.
I can't tell you. So then the show producer said, never again. It's like I'm never...
But you don't tell you don't, but I mean, like, say Shreya here, the producer should say, look, we can have only so many people in the room when it's a interview.
These are all non-negotiable. Sometimes, it's like, if you call this person, then that person has to be called, and then that person gets upset if they are not calling.
Also, we have aging actors. I speak from experience. And aging actors do need a little propping. You don't want to see them the way they are when they get out of bed. So,
No, but I'm saying you do that before the interview and come there.
True.
You're in an AC room.
No, but they'll never do that. And I'll tell you why. Because the insecurity is so much in our business that they have to do it last second. Because I don't want to get sexist, but some of the females just flicker here and everybody's going berserk.
Yeah.
Your hair is in front of your eye.
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
You're going to talk for 1 hour about film and all. Who cares about your fucking one hair?
Yeah. It's like you just just do that, something. And it's like, I like...
And is it uncomfortable when they're doing the makeup and talking to you?
No,
because
so for me,
8 people are touching them and you're having a conversation.
And the thing is, some of the worst thing is like, you get through your initial hiccups because sometimes you don't know a person or you don't vibe with a person and you spend about 10 minutes doing a little bit of hesitant conversation and then you finally hit like cruising altitude and then the makeup happens and like because of the makeup and then that's it. Then you're back to you land again and that's...
Oh, and the other thing is if there's a break, then they all jump in.
Cyrus, let's not talk about makeup. Like, let's talk about something else. It's like, this is...
You're hurting my feelings. Makeup is my favorite subject.
Okay, let's do that.
I want to do makeup
When,
for the...
when was the last time you wore lipstick? What's your favorite shade?
What are you saying? We just did a pilot for something on Saturday of last week, and there was rain.
Huh.
So they, you know, now because of my age, they keep putting more and more makeup.
Yeah?
Especially under eyes. This is both senior. This is senior. They don't say old. Buddha. This is senior. This is senior.
Okay.
And they started putting that stuff again. I hate makeup, Baba. Sorry, I'll end the makeup chapter, but I hate it. I've never liked it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. It's just irritating after some time.
Yeah, and it's just, and it's like, I know some people like it, but it's whatever.
But it's also the last thing, the gum. Because we play all these cheap characters and small things, and it's all low productions, as you can see here. So what happens is they put that terrible, you know, that it's like Fevikwik. And then you put your mustache on and you go, I should shoot this thing, Bakra show, candid camera show with only that mustache. Which my producers insisted change the world. You know, it's like Clark Kent becomes Superman, one curl and he's now Superman. What? Pata nahi kaun hai? Who's this guy?
No, but this is a huge Indian tradition. Remember those movies where the guy would have a mole in his right cheek and that would be the brother from there.
That one.
That was like,
one. I hope that comes back. There's something about that. It's fairy tale like.
I think moles are underrated. I think people should, like, we need to fight for the, you know, like.
You'll know better than me because you're the critic here, but they would close on it also.
Yeah. It's like,
like a Madras cut or one of those.
I think there were mole makers, you know, like different shapes and sizes. Like, you know, this person needs a big fat thing that juts out and versus something.
Depending on the cheek size
and all that. Yeah, I think that's a tradition. It's a lost art, Cyrus. Yeah, it's a lost art. Very, yeah.
Give us back our mole.
Yeah.
And we will give you cinema that destroys all the other cinema.
Yeah, it's gonna like do the 1,000 crores or whatever you want. It's you know, it's so easy. It's all you need.
1,000 crore nonsense. What does it really matter, all this? I know you're trying to make money and all that's fine, but why should that be okay, I don't want to sound like a leftist, but should that be the aim when you make a film or write a book or something? You're just thinking, you know, I mean.
But I think
no harm. But it should.
No. I think it ultimately becomes, it's like, you know, mine is bigger than yours. That's just that. It's just like okay, yours is bigger than mine. Whichever way you want to.
Let's go down and check.
Yeah. So it's just a bragging contest, is what it is. It's like doesn't.
But it works in the sense that public really take. It's like statistics in sports. So, and Indian minds, I think we are just good with statistics and all. They get into that a lot.
Yeah. No, but now I'm really curious, you know, because there are average people like you and me have nothing to do with the monetary side of business, right? Because it's like films, right? They're like, you know, people come to my blog and write, oh, but this film did 63 crores and, you know, like that film did some. I mean, and their point is, it's like, why? What does it even mean?
But it stays in the head.
But the point is, nobody actually knows those figures are true or not.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've asked this question a lot of times. Nobody can give you the money trail.
No, yeah.
How it works out.
It's only the actual distributor who gets the money, the producer.
No, see, in the old days, it was simpler, right? Because you sell the ticket and you do the maths.
Yeah.
That's it. Across how many things you have across India.
Now you don't know. Because there's some OTT component. And also, let's say you're selling a movie to an OTT, right?
Yeah.
They say 100 crores. Is it really 100 crores or is it just 80 crores and the inflation factor is kind of built in so that, you know, some...
Oh, you just leg out a figure also?
Yeah.
Because it's between you and the person you make contact
you don't
with.
know. Nobody knows.
Else cares.
So it's like, is it PR, whatever it is. Because this actor does not want to admit that their movie sold for less than that actor's movie. Yeah. So they're like, tell the OTT, okay, please tell the world, give me this much, but you tell the world that you sold it for that much or whatever. You bought it for that much. I'm like, nobody knows. So arguing about something that nobody knows. See, at least if you're ranting about Animal or Kabir Singh or whatever, at least you've watched something and you're reacting to it and something is concrete. This is all like somebody else's.
But we're still into it.
Yeah.
Without having any factual information, as you say, there's no irrefutable proof of what's going on. But we just like the sound of those numbers.
Yeah.
So we are discussing it here in the podcast now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Which brings me to controversy selling films also is very interesting in the last few years. Like this Hera Fairy 3. Now, every day, if you're on the internet, you'll find stuff about Paresh Rawal says this, Akshay Kumar's team says that. It just goes on. I mean, they can't ask for better hype.
Yeah.
The film's 2 years away, but the hype is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a leading, like, not animal, which is that Houseful is coming out in June 6th, 7th. These guys have more publicity.
Yeah.
And their film's still to shoot.
It's not big. I don't think it's big, or maybe they shot for a week or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
it's not clear.
Yeah.
One team is saying we've shot a lot, one team is saying we've not shot anything.
No, and the best thing is now, so much of the news is PR managed that you don't even know what is the real thing or not.
You think it's like a stage thing? No.
It is.
What, he'll end up doing the movie?
No. I'm not talking about this particular movie. I'm talking about there's a lot
Very
that's stage managed, right?
Conspiracy
It's
theory,
like this happened and then that happened and all that kind of stuff. So this is like you don't know what the real story is or why this happened or whatever it is. That's what I'm saying. See, it's like my business is to watch a movie, react to it, put out my views and end it. I'm not like talking about how this movie came to be, because nobody really knows how this movie came to be, what factors aligned, who paid what to be in this movie. You don't know all those things. So which PR contacted the other PR manager, something.
Can I ask you a slightly controversial question?
What? Ask?
No, in the sense that, I always wondered with Khalid, I'm trying to remember back when I was a young man, when he went from critic to writing a script or making a film. Then, that whole thing sort of changes. Are you the critic or are you the filmmaker? So you've also written some scripts and been in a couple of films.
One of my scripts is hopefully going to start production soon.
Right. So you think that gives you like, you lose the right then to be a critic? Because you got a dog in the fight?
So my way of looking at it is this. Because when you've been in a business long enough, you develop a lot of associations, right? There are people who come and narrate scripts to you. There are people who come and, ask you to recommend you to somebody, or just not in the sense that you can actually make that happen, but at least give you an intro, something like that. So you develop these associations. A lot of people don't know that, right? But the thing is, if I've been directly associated with the movie, I make it a point to tell that upfront in my review that, yes, so-and-so, I read so-and-so script. The script I've read the script and the rest of it is my review. So then you make up your mind whether I'm biased or whatever it is. That's fine. But I do the disclaimer bit early on and get done with it.
But there's also the other factor where how many years you've been a critic, etc. So there's a certain amount of knowledge gleaned or, just experience, which may tell you suddenly that maybe I can make a film. Because, I can see what's going right and wrong. I think by practice.
I think I can write a film. I don't know if I can make a film, because making a film is a very large, logistical, coordinated process, right? Yeah. It's like, and it requires a certain kind of brain.
Be a general.
Like I like it's like being like you said, like marshalling the troops, commanding I don't know. I don't know if
I'm a general on the podcast. These three people.
I know this huge army out there.
I don't know, but this salute has happened.
Yeah. So this is like, but I know I can write, and I know that I can write logical characters.
You're into the details now because you're a critic, and naturally now your mind must have picked up everything. So I'm saying, why can't you be a filmmaker as well? Because the details are everything.
Because the thing is, I can probably direct
The Hunger,
a smallish film where the logistics is not too much, but those guys are fighting there and some other thing is happening there, and then the light should come like this, and all those.
I don't know why anyone would want to be a director, because that part of it, there's the creative part and there's a slightly non-creative part, like finding the locations.
The thing is, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like a lot of directors say like deciding on the costumes, your color palette, production design. That's a good part, right? Because that's like you're sitting down, you're calmly discussing things and all that. But on the set, when you're shooting, that's when the 50,000 things go wrong. And that's when you really discover whether you have a director or not.
All decisions by one person.
One person. It's like, sir, generator is off. Sir, this costume is not, it got mud fell on it.
Actor is not in the mood for lovemaking scene. I don't know.
Cyrus, don't go there, yeah?
Bro, it can happen. Come on.
It's just like...
great for someone from outside, but if you're doing this job every day, a lot of people are like, mujhe nahi karna hai.
Like, we don't want to talk about lovemaking the rest of the show. Or maybe we do, I don't know.
What the hell? No makeup, no lovemaking. What kind of show is this, man? You're a real critic.
I'm this is like, I follow the Indian censor board. I don't want lovemaking. Yeah.
That censor board keeps shifting. Huh?
Yeah.
And the angles are always... We'll come back and talk about it. We have to take a quick break. We have to talk lots more. Is there anything you want to talk about? Because I've just taken off.
No, I'm having a good time. Thank you so much. Yeah.
We should have talked about your past a little bit.
My past? My reincarnation thing or whatever.
All right. I'm in.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll get a bite of the century.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break and then be back.
Yeah.
It's time. Create the life you've always dreamed of. Join me, Ashton Doctor, on a journey of self-discovery, productivity, and wellness. In just a few minutes, we'll bring you practical insights and actionable tips to help you build positive habits that stick. Tune in to The Compounding Mindset, brought to you by Access Mutual Funds. Subscribe to the podcast now and start your transformation today. Don't wait. Do it now. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Yeah, I was just trying to advise Baddie, I may call him that now, Baradwaj, to people who don't know him well enough, be careful, that my philosophy in surviving the country or the world is to just be as dirty as possible.
Okay.
No, not sexually. That I failed at. But dirty in the sense ki, for example, I was lifting weights in the morning. I leave my towel on the floor. Then because I would like to work out barefoot. Then I stamp on it and then I wipe my face. Okay, and everybody else is repulsed. But I just want to be as dirty and rough and tough as I can be, so nothing happens. And it's worked.
What do you mean nothing happens?
Like, your immunity just gets better and better. Like, till today, I'm 53.
Then why don't you just eat dirt?
I do.
Oh.
The first girl I ever tried to date, the challenge was drink milk off the floor in St. Xavier's College. I did it. She was so repulsed that it didn't work out.
Oh, nice.
But it was. I mean, I didn't think it through. You're a young man. Your testosterone is raging. You
Yeah,
think
and
young
there's
women.
milk on the floor, and you know what you do.
No, so yeah, so she's. I don't know the conversation. She was like you. She was a little sarcastic. I didn't pick it up. I was not smart enough. So she said, "Why do you drink from the lick that from the floor?" So I said, "Okay," and I went like a doggy. Went down, licked it on the floor, looked up, and her face
It's
was
interesting that you went doggy instead of cat.
catty. You like catty?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
No,
interesting. Doggy is also, you know.
Oops!
Yeah,
Oops!
yeah,
Ouch!
yeah.
Ouch! Somebody's repressed here.
Yeah. What do you know? So
Cat
it's
is
like-
also pussycat. That's two of us then.
Is the show going
I
there?
don't
I
know.
don't know. This is like, you
Your
know.
intellectual property is diminishing as
Yeah, I
we
swear.
speak.
Yeah.
You'll have to do another quick interview to clean yourself.
I know. I have to like
sanitize
talk about-
yourself from here.
God,
Yeah.
cinema is
Yeah.
invented by the Lumiere brothers. Or
Yeah.
whatever they
So
said.
you know, one of those guys are you who? I mean, how can I ask you this without sounding wrong? Like the other day, somebody's asking me about Houseful 5, etc. And I was just thinking, there are different forms of comedy. If you laugh, you laugh. Do you have to always intellectualize the process? And it's got to be like a satire.
No, but
and society has to change because of the course of this piece of work. Not that that's a bad thing either.
I think. See, there are movies that are. I think most people watch movies, and when I mean most, I mean 99% watch
Yeah.
movies
To chill.
because to chill, or like I said, they watch it like a story and come back.
Yeah.
I went out there, I saw the story, or I saw this piece of thing that engaged me, and I came back. Right. A few people take consolation from the fact, and I don't know if I want to get this serious in the show on the
please
show,
do.
but like what I mean is, like, let's say you're going through a bad breakup. You want a good cry, good something, whatever it is. It's like, so you go to a movie where something is happening. Karan Johar told me an interesting story where Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna had released, and till then he'd made Kuch Kuch Hota Hai and Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, and this movie he's making this movie. And
It's a tearjerker.
It's a tearjerker, but it's also about two people who get divorced and things like that, right? Two couples that get divorced and stuff like that. And he said, I met this elderly lady who brought her daughter who just got divorced, and she started shouting at me because she thought they were coming in for a Karan Johar film, and which would be like all this, like
Punjabi
family
wedding.
and
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. And suddenly they were seeing, Abhishek and Rani's getting divorced, Rani's getting together, Shah Rukh who's divorced, Preeti's in and it's like, what is this movie you made? I brought my daughter, now she's even more depressed. I'm like, but what do you do? It's like,
But the panels in any film, I mean, if you draw them like that, I mean, somebody watching the podcast will start getting depressed, thinking, oh God, oh no, I'm just kidding.
Seriously. It's like why does this guy get to be on the show? So.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your early days as a critic. You won a national award as a, what is it, national best critic?
You don't have to look so skeptical about it.
No. It was in 2013.
Did you really win you don't look
No, I didn't know they had a critics award.
Okay, they do.
I honestly didn't know that.
Right.
I thought I followed film a little bit, at least in the old days.
Yeah.
So what was that for? Like, is it for a particular thing you've done, or is it just for your journey?
I think it's for a particular year.
Oh, okay.
And they.
And the films you like.
And seriously, it's a nice to have, but it no longer matters. So long back, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's like a national award, but
I'm saying, let's say you got like a bunch of awards saying best host, best
I
this,
got,
best that, whatever, right? It's like,
yeah.
but after a point, you can't. That's a past, right?
Yeah.
You can't. It's done.
No, for me,
it's a
it's-
good thing to have. It's like people. But one thing I found out, right? So when I got it, I would be a little shy about because my editor would introduce me as meet Baradwaj Rangan, our national award-winning film critic, and I'd be like, just what?
But
What
it's
is
fair,
this?
no?
No. But I used to get like, I don't.
But you're not doing it. He's doing it, and he wants
No,
to.
she was doing it,
Oh,
and the
sorry.
point is, yeah. So it's like she was doing it, and then afterwards, I really understood one thing, that Indians love a stamp on somebody.
It did.
Like if you're supposing I say I did an interview with Cyrus, and like they might be like, oh nice, I did an interview with the world famous BBC
Yeah,
recognized
yeah. The chap.
the chap Cyrus. They'd be like, wow,
Yeah.
like I don't know what it
Or
is.
the words that are used.
It's not that you've changed,
Yeah.
but something about the perception.
It just
You remember that
elevates.
that little bit of that Virat Kohli thing that happens.
Yeah,
I think a little bit of people love to see that stamp of something,
Yeah.
And then they accept you.
Yeah.
It's like till then you're like you're one of the guys, and then suddenly one stamp happens, and
Yeah.
then but you've not changed, and
No.
your reviewing style is not changed. You're as eccentric and bizarre as ever.
No, but as awards go, I know you're being modest. National award is a little, you can put your chest out for a minute. It's not the worst. I mean, come on, it's a national award. Thinking back, when I was young, if my parents found out I won like a Padma Shri or a national award in something, which is like all India.
I've always said this. The only reason I'm happy that happened when it happened was because I was in the US. I came back here saying I want to be a film journalist, and everybody was acting like somebody died because it was like,
Paisa nahi usme.
What? Nobody in the family know. What do you know what you're doing? What is this? And then
You're not an engineer.
Like, what is happening? So then finally this happened, and it legitimized my career to the family, to my parents especially. And I think that's the one good thing that happened out of it. It
Thank you,
legitimized.
government of India.
Yeah.
Then who gave the national
Yeah,
award?
it's like at least finally. Oh, okay, this must be a good job because president has given a medal. So it's like this is an actual job.
Do you get to talk and all that? I mean, is there a conversation when
With the
they
president?
shake hands, or how does it work?
I think we do this.
This was
And-
APJ Abdul Kalam?
It was
2013?
Pratibha Patil.
Pratibha Patil.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. We move on.
Yeah, we move on. I don't know. This
We
is
move
like
on. Yeah.
from in this very male-centric conversation. We move on.
Yeah. No, what about so were you with the censor board as well? Or you just attack them from time to time? It's a fair thing to say. But
I know. I was on a bunch of film.
when the
selection
festivals are
panels.
on, yeah.
Censor board. No, I was there
Was it-
when there was talk of starting another censor board. I was briefly in a conversation with a bunch of people to kind of be there, but that thing fell apart. I don't know what happened there.
So when we have the censor board, I'm not trying to, again, take sides because it's everybody, it's so subjective also, what you think is acceptable and not acceptable. Who do you think should feature in terms of what kind of personnel should be on a censor board?
I don't believe in censorship.
That's now
Yeah,
in the
but
world we live in.
if you were to actually have the censor board, then I would say you want somebody who understands cinema because
So filmmakers from the fraternity.
and people who understand, like supposing there's a person who's swearing all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's the context. If they're swearing because it's cool, it's one thing. But because, let's say the milieu is one where they swear a lot. And you're going to beep every time. That you're not being true to the thing. That's the
It kills
problem.
the rhythm also,
Yeah,
not
the
to
rhythm
hear
of the
that all
movie.
the
It's
time,
like and now this thing blew up where in Sinners there was this huge smoking is bad for health kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel cinema becomes an easy target because if you really want to stop smoking, stop selling singles, cigarette singles, and people.
Why
will,
singles? If they're serious, the governments of the world, there should be no tobacco.
There should be no tobacco. Yeah,
But they want to make
But I'm
money
saying
on
the
tax and
easiest-
everything else that comes
but
in.
But the easiest way is like if you say you have to buy a pack, that would cut down the cigarette thing by half because most people can afford $10 or $15 or whatever, but they will not pay for.
I still say, why be hypocrites? If you're really against alcohol, you're against tobacco, whatever, just take it off.
Take it off.
You have the power to take it off. Why is it there?
Yeah.
How can you keep it there and say, but you don't have it?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I saw a Malayalam film that had these things where somebody was driving and said driving without a helmet may cause injury, and I'm like, nice, that's interesting.
May I say, my last time in Kochi is the first city I saw everybody wearing a helmet on the bike.
Maybe because of the warning.
Yeah, the warning changed
the
everything.
warning
Show
changed
some
everything.
respect.
Cinema
now,
changes
cut to Gurgaon and see what
society.
happens.
Yeah.
Or Mumbai.
Yeah.
Mumbai,
Yeah.
even the cops don't have
Yeah.
helmets
Yeah.
sometimes. It's just, they came up with the idea and it just disappeared after some time.
I know. Maybe people here have thicker skulls.
No, it's like that cricket analogy, right? That we got the Abdi guard back 150 years ago. The men discovered that this game is dangerous and all that, so put the Abdi guard for the you-know-what. But the helmet came in 1979.
Yeah.
Because nobody really cared.
Dude, that's more important. You
Yeah.
got to understand.
Or maybe that's where you think.
Yeah.
You're thinking- That's where the real brains
brains
are.
are. Yeah. The other head.
Okay, let's move on to your podcasting. We were discussing offline actually that, how do you stay relevant? How do you stay with the times? And I think for our generation, the switches that have happened in the last few
Yeah, it's
years,
incredible, yeah.
I mean, it's literally you have to keep checking. But you managed to do all these different mediums and, go with the times without, arguing or fighting with it. So from being a print guy to where you are now, where you do podcasts, so we were discussing offline, what is a podcast? What is an interview? Because it's a little murky to explain. But you started doing these podcasts and long format, 40 minutes is your is your field?
I've done 2.5 hour shows. I've done 1 hour shows. I've done half an hour shows. I've done 20-minute shows. It's like it depends on
How it's going.
How it's going and how whether the interviewee is genuinely interested in speaking, or the PR has put them out there.
You
and
put me
saying,
under a lot of pressure.
Under a lot of pressure. I'm like, okay, so tell me, and I frame this question, and I and I'm going on for about 1.5 minutes, and they're like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh
And,
God,
like,
that's
is there
spot
something-
on.
Is there a follow up, or like
Yeah.
no, that's yeah, okay, all right, okay.
But a little bit, I mean, we do this in events. I don't know, you must have been part of this so many times, where the person asking the question of the esteemed critic who's on the panel takes about 15 minutes to come to the point, right? So I think you also...
Hey, I like long questions.
Yeah, but long questions, they make sense.
Yeah.
But there are also long questions where the moment they start with A, I want to know blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
B, I want to know blah, 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 blah. And C, I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
Call him up.
Yeah.
Spend some time in his house. Take him for dinner.
Yeah, this is like KBC. A,
Yeah.
B,
Yeah.
C, D,
Yeah.
which are like all these things.
Yeah,
you know,
but
so-
at least you're making money there.
Yeah. So my favorite is just like when you're on stage and people says, I have one question for you, and it's like, yeah, it has 2 parts. Oh, okay. It's like, okay, now you're tricking me. No, it's like, and then there's 2A and 2B, and then
That's
2B has like 1 branch, and
Wow.
wow, yeah.
That's a proper
Suddenly
googly.
you're like, it's a questions become a flow chart, and I'm like, what?
But they screwed you because that
Yeah.
opening thing about I have a question for you and you've been nice about it. Say,
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah,
and then
please,
it's
yeah.
A, B, C, D and all
And
that.
you're being so nice. You're saying, can you give the gentleman the mic, please? And you're doing all these nice things, and then suddenly they're like, okay, now, 1. Like, oh God, why did I give the mic to the gentleman?
Really. People, please learn how to behave in functions, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
Yes,
And
seriously.
don't ask too many questions.
Don't
And
ask
keep them
questions.
short. Nice questions like, who are you?
Yeah,
Bas, ho gaya.
yeah. The only questions that should go are to people who are wearing the abdomen guard. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, that's,
And whose heads are paining.
yeah.
They keep getting hit here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're like, "Abdi card pehna?" Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Listen, you can
Huh.
live with a migraine, but you need to produce children. There's like 2 different
But then
things.
post that, once your work is done, which one should you look after?
But I think most players who are out there on the field are still like, in the stage of, making India a more populous country. So there's like, so they're...
I mean, 27 crores for a contract. I mean,
Yeah,
oh,
you
come on.
better,
What are you going to
yeah.
do with that?
Yeah,
Spread it around the kids.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
I want to ask you slightly, I take your permission, just like the guy who's asking the question at the function. Sir, may I
Are you
ask...
doing a flowchart?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
good. It's
God.
coming. May I ask a question? And the question is, have you ever... Oh, don't worry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
This happens all the time on our podcast. Yeah. In fact, I'm thinking we should get a sponsor who is basically like a lozenges or one of these halls
Is it
brand.
okay if it's here or?
Here's a doctor friend of mine told me, don't drink water when you get this cough.
Yesterday, Virat gave me a lozenge.
Those are good. Those are good. They give you that black kantil. That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
It opens the throat.
Opens it, yeah.
I have the wrong pants on today. I'll explain.
Okay.
I'll explain.
Okay.
I have 2 pants, and my PA, the guy who works with me, he's gone for a hip operation.
Yeah.
And he has the office keys. I have a small office. So I keep those keys in one pant and permanently.
Yeah.
So that in case there's a problem, I reach there, I can open the office.
Yeah.
Right? And so then I have to wear another pant. So that's why I'm wearing this pant today. That pant I keep separate because I was coming here, not there. Is this too much information?
Seriously, I was like going
Would you
like...
prefer your cough?
No, yeah, am we next going to be talking about what underwear you're wearing, or like
Next time you come.
Okay, cool.
We've reached the point where we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Now let's not overdo it.
Let's not overdo it. Okay,
Second
good,
date.
good. That's
Second
right,
date. You know what they say on
yeah,
the third date?
All right. Yeah. By then, yeah.
What an animal.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
No, so here's my question. As you became more and more high profile and now you know all these people, Mani Ratnam and all.
I don't know if I'm high profile, yeah.
You're
So,
high profile.
yeah.
Come on, we've done the research. Okay,
Okay.
you'd be. This is a very South Indian thing where there's some difference between these 2 areas, North and South. The North Indian guy, he'll tell you how famous he is. The South Indian guy, you have to beg him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. There's a difference. It's like imagine Chennai, Delhi. If you're working in the same week, you're just going mad after some time.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to me? My racism in Chennai when I was working in MTV. I dressed quite little badly and down and all that, and they sent me for something, and they said the guy with a board will be there. This was pre-mobile phones. So I came out in my shorts and unkempt hair and looking like I looked like rubbish. And I'm walking out, and there's a fancy driver from a hotel with a board and my name. So I said, yes, there. So he looked at me, looked at the board in disappointment like this. Like, because I'm not wearing a suit and not well dressed. He was almost like, this guy? You have to take him home. This is a horrible moment.
I would have brought a Maruti 800.
I know. I would just tell him, bus, rickshaw, something like that. Yeah, no, my question is, so...
You've still not come to the question.
No, Baba. You didn't get permission. You're supposed to say, yes, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, so my question...
Please give the gentleman a mic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My question is in 4 parts. and each part is 3 letters.
Okay.
Okay. And the 5th part is a subtle end to it.
Okay.
All I'm asking
Is
is that
subtlety even allowed in the show? Like, okay, right, okay.
this show is so bad, you just can't get worse.
Yeah.
That's the positivity you get out of it.
That's what is nice. It's
Yeah.
like, we're like how deep can
It's
we
like
dig
my
ourselves?
wife.
It's like,
She has a low standard for marriage, and so that's how we manage. Once you keep the standards low.
Start the question. Like, it's not happened. I'm like, now I really want to know what the question is.
Now Baddie's living up to his name.
Yeah,
huh?
it's like,
yeah, he's the baddie here. No, so I'm saying they all know you now. I mean, not all pan India. We were just discussing Malayalam cinema, which apparently is perhaps the apex right now.
Apparently, you don't watch Malayalam cinema. What a racist!
My wife is the watcher.
Yeah.
And she's a huge fan, and she will tell me to watch. But I have ADHD, man. I watch Pornhub. Most things end in 8 minutes.
Okay.
It's difficult for me to do it. Don't you dare laugh. Okay, because you and I discuss it. That's our cameraman.
Yeah.
So, no. So,
you don't watch it together, do you?
bro, if you're going to do the jokes, I'm walking out.
Okay,
I got no job here.
Yeah,
then.
okay,
Yeah, we do. That's only one question. No, so do you ever get feedback?
Oh, we still haven't got...
No, you're not letting me talk.
Okay.
We're discussing.
All right. Okay, so cool. Yeah.
So do you get any feedback from these big names? Pan India, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, I mean, even Bengali, wherever. Do you ever get any feedback if you write a review because now they know you are, everybody knows you?
I got a feedback from...
confrontational, I mean.
Yeah, they said, bro, that's not cool. That was not a good way to write about the film. Things like that. I've got
So how would you, since you're a tennis buff, how would you return the serve?
You try to
But this is
explain
not very
it to them.
specific.
I see. My thing is this. I'm giving you my opinion of my work. I think it's entirely fair that you give me your opinion of my opinion of your work. This is a nested loop I'm talking about, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? So, yeah. So if I tell you that you're not working in this movie, and you're telling me that I think this particular thing you did not get because I did this, I'm willing to engage in that conversation. So far, I've never had, except for maybe once, I've never had somebody directly abusing me.
Famous person, known filmmaker or hero, whatever, abusing you.
Yeah.
Like
in the sense that you will not get the story because you're from Chennai, which is urban, and though Chennai being urban is a very, very debatable point. But anyway, this is like a...
all our big cities have non-urban areas. So
yeah, so no, but anyway, the thing is, it's like you don't know how people live in these small towns in the interior south and this and that. And I got a big earful.
What a complex country we are. No?
We are very complex. So like I said, boss, I can only process this movie as the way I see it, and for me, this had problems. If you think that this is a great movie, good for you. This is like, and if it's making money, even better for you. Why do you care what one person thinks? It's like...
But the relationship broke down after that?
It was not a relationship.
No, in the sense that when you meet further with his next film or whatever, do you repair
let's just say that we've not spoken since.
That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah.
That means that he's like a sore loser.
Yeah.
In the sense,
No, but see, don't you think it's fair? Like, supposing I criticize some, like, let's say
some things are personal also, right?
Yeah, because they spend a lot of time. Maybe some subjects are personal to them.
Yeah.
You attack it, and maybe they take it personally. You got to live with that.
Or
right?
there's more to that story than in the sense that you went through X, Y, and Z to do that scene or whatever, and you've knocked it all completely out of the
So then
park.
maybe that hurt, and they.
So why do we apologize to Kamal Haasan? Who's it?
I don't know. Suddenly this amnesia. See,
He's too sharp, man. If it was somebody else, I got him here.
No, yeah. See, I wasn't wearing my helmet.
Yeah.
See,
you got the guard in the right place.
I got the guard in the right place. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the podcast format. I know you're being very, I think, modest again about it. I'm sure you've researched it thoroughly. But in a way, isn't this great for film buffs? Because what we never got growing up when we like movies is a sort of long format conversation with a filmmaker, with a creator, with a lover of film. It's like, say I love cricket. I can watch cricket podcasts forever. I like bodybuilding. I can watch bodybuilding podcasts. Because once your interest is there, it's that's 60% of the job.
Right.
You know what? So I'm just thinking, has that time come for that film lover to now not just watch a movie, as you said, because we're getting our entertainment from all sources. This is entertainment. The fact that we take a film like, say, Arjun Reddy or Animal, and we go up and down with it.
You're really stuck on Sandeep Reddy Vanga and like nobody else.
No, listen, I actually am his fan. Okay, and I absolutely agree with what you're saying. If you want my 2 bits about it, which is the man makes a film.
Yeah,
that's it. He's an entertainer. He's made a film. You like it, don't like it, don't like it. That's it. If you support him by paying money for the ticket, or you don't.
Yeah.
There's no need to go and blame him for all the evils of society.
Yeah, but I love the fact that some people, it's not just him, but anything that they don't like, instead of saying this doesn't work, it's like whatever it is, it's not. They go on and on and on about it as if it's like a personal insult.
It
to
became
them.
like that. It got hype.
I'm like, you're actually contributing to the conversation.
It became a sexism sort of
anything. It's like
pillar
whatever it
to
is.
stand on.
It could be that. It could be something with Nepo kids. It could be something else. It could be something else.
Yeah.
It's like, see, the simple argument with Nepo kids is that people, you can push them all you want. But ultimately, if people do not want to buy tickets to the movies, they're not going to buy tickets to the
It's
movies.
like casteism, for God's sake. You can't, people are who they are. That starting point should not be blamed on anyone, I believe.
You can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's not that person's fault. They're born where they're born. They do what they do.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if they're good, like, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
How many have not succeeded?
Yeah, there have been tons who have not succeeded.
Yeah.
There will be people who are pushed. There will be people who don't have the PR push. It's an unfair world. You would like it like everything else. So, but I'm saying, like, you can't like, there was a point when you any interview you would see would be like, what do you think about nepotism? What do you think about nepotism? What do you think?
No,
about
they go for that. Like same with the chauvinism thingy that we were discussing in the
yeah.
other films. They just go. I don't know how it happens. The hype happens, and then the internet just blows up.
Yeah.
And everybody's asked that. Like, if you remember that Ranbir controversy or whatever, everybody's asked their two bits about it.
Yeah. Why?
Why?
It's like, yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of huge stories to look at around the world, and you're just going on about this.
Yeah.
Some kids doing a silly show. You like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't like it. Nothing more to it. So I was asking about podcasts. So this medium, is this like a happy medium? You say, today you wasted your time with me, so we're talking more about you in general. But we'll get someone who really wants to talk film and talk about a film or a genre of films. And then an audience who watches that is like, wow, this is my subject. Tarantino, we love Tarantino. Everybody loves Tarantino. Vengareddy, we all love him, whatever. And that's all you talk about. And then isn't that great?
It's great. And I think that we should do what we want to do without, like, see, I think first of all, we should be aware of what comes best to us, right? See, for me, when I talk about films, I tend to get serious about it. There are people who like it, people who say, have some fun, don't be so serious about this kind of a thing, it's just a movie. There's all ways to look about it, right? But I really like to get into the nuts and bolts of a film. There's a fantastic audience for it. There's a huge audience for it, especially people who want to be filmmakers, people who want, because I become the medium between them and the filmmaker, or them and the actor.
They're without having your, credentials.
Access.
Yeah,
Access is what it is. So it's like a lot of people come up to me, and my favorite kind of, like, if you wanted to call it a compliment or whatever it is, like, they say that, I'm really glad you asked this question, because I wanted to ask the same question, because they couldn't ask this person. So I become the person who asks it on behalf of them. That's a lovely feeling when that's.
I think that's the greatness, but the main point of a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. We will run out of time in a bit. Last slightly serious.
But
question.
I'm really enjoying myself. Thank you for this.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. What's your take on remakes?
What's my take
And
on
I want to ask you that in that because part two.
Okay. No, you want to ask, or should I say?
No, okay, I'll come to the part two.
So, see, the thing is, people say that why remake a film that's already available? Because everybody's seen it in that language. I think now it's become a little. It's not as
It
easy.
runs
because
parallel also, not like say 25 years later when you make a remake.
Yeah, so if it runs parallel, I guess okay. But the thing is, right now, one of the reasons I was talking to an actor who does not have much of a presence pan-India, but he's releasing his film in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, all these things, like dubbed versions, right? So I asked him, why are you doing this? Because you know that he says, no, the point is that at some point this movie is going to be consumed by that person in that language. True. So I want to make sure that the dubbing standards are up to what I want. So that when they watch this movie, if they watch this movie, it's the dubbing that I want, as opposed to some random bunch hired to give the same, like Jurassic Park mein, dekho dinosaur aa raha hai. That kind of.
I think Hindi is a tough language to sometimes use, because sometimes there are like 4 words to explain.
What is the Hindi word for dinosaur?
Buddha.
Good one, yeah, that's true, yeah.
You're asking me?
Yeah, you're asking me.
Yeah.
It's like, I should be, I'm the dinosaur here. So anyway,
it's a young language. That's why I told the setter, don't enforce this language.
Which is the young
Hindi.
language? Hindi is a young language? Okay.
I mean, you can't compare Tamil with Hindi. I mean, it's like one is like a huge.
Which came first, the dinosaurs or Hindi?
the dinosaurs by a long way.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Hindi has no dinosaur because of that. No, this question you asked me now makes
That's
sense.
true. Now, actually, suddenly, yeah, we've entered
What an
philosophy.
intellectual process.
This is
has
very
been.
philosophical.
Very.
Yeah. So
and we're breaking barriers. Yeah,
yeah,
we're
this
bringing
is like-
down stereotypes and myths
It's amazing.
and
yeah,
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But you're not against the remake as a viewer, as a consumer.
I would not watch and review a remake simply because it would be a little boring for me. And a little unfair to the movie because if I already know what's going to happen, my
And it's
enjoyment of it is going to come down naturally, as opposed to a person who's watching it for the first time. So unless it's an absolute, like my bosses say, no, you have to review this movie.
So it's often frame to frame the same also now, no?
Yeah.
So they change the language, you just watch the dub or whatever, and I mean everything is the same.
Yeah. So I would actually, I'd enjoy a remake if they take the original and
localize it
twist
more.
it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do whatever you want with it, and like
Which is what we've done with the law
Yeah.
in certain parts of the world.
Yeah.
Not here. With laws.
Yeah.
You're safe.
Yeah.
Don't mess
Let's
with the
keep
law.
the conversation completely above this table.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The great difficulty has been below the table for 45 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It's been very hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you just a little bit. I know we're running a little over our normal hope of 1 hour. And this is a very cliche question. I want to ask you because I'm not going to get somebody of your status who knows cinema and all
Oh my
for
God.
a long time.
Like I have status.
Fellini is dead. So that's you now. No, too much.
Okay.
Too much.
Okay, I have a few years
Mine is
to go.
reverse
That's
sarcasm.
like, I
Yeah.
should like,
Yeah.
I should do what my producer was like. So don't keep this beard. Like, I was like, why? It's like you look a little older when you clean shave when you look younger. It's like, but what is this younger? You think people come to me because I'm clean shaven? I don't know. It's like they watch me.
No, but may I say something? And I'm very heterosexual. I feel that the goatee gives you an age which it stops. In the sense you're now frozen in that age thing. So you have this, and let's say you're 43, and you're there for the next 10 years.
I love the show. Okay, yeah. So
Maybe many things, but I know how to.
Yeah.
I'm a smooth talker.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. No, so if you had to name your favorite films, and I won't give you a number, just name as many as you can, and from anywhere, which would come to mind, and including obviously from your labyrinth from childhood.
I don't want to.
Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Hindi, English, Italian, French, Chinese, whatever.
Since you said Fellini, he's a very favorite director of mine.
Yeah.
La Dolce Vita. 8.5. 8.5 is a movie that I watch like a whole bunch of times because I just identify with people being in very my favorite genre is like, it's very funny when I say it because people go to the movies for like fun, entertainment, whatever it is.
Escape.
I love the dysfunctional family drama where there's this mother who doesn't get along with the son and the father is Kapoor and Sons. That's like
Nice.
wow. That's like everybody's like in some kind of private trauma of their own, and the
Are we
brother
revealing?
like
Is Baddie revealing something about his world?
I don't know. It's like maybe I am. So it's like ordinary people. Where this when I was young and I was we used to have these VCR shops that used to have VCRs and all that,
Of
right?
course.
So I stumbled into a movie called Ordinary People where there was this teenager he thought that he caused the death of his brother and he went to therapy, and I was like, shit man, I wish I could go to therapy. That was my teenage years, like. So it's like, so the black shirt is really not just
dark
a
and
black
disturbing,
shirt.
man.
Yeah, I
and it's
swear.
taking us over an hour to find the true
I
you.
swear.
We've
Yeah,
been
it's
laughing
like,
and pulling my leg and all
Yeah.
that, and then suddenly now your inner
This
soul
is
is
a
a different
mask.
thing
This is a
altogether.
mask.
My God, dysfunctional family.
Yeah,
There
this is a mask. This is makeup.
Yeah.
This is makeup. This
This
is
is-
becoming
the
back to
goatee is
that.
not real.
Yeah.
Are you even a
This
male?
is-
What the hell are you?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
no,
like,
no,
yeah,
no,
so
no
it's
need.
like, yeah, so.
We had them.
Yeah.
We brought it down.
Yeah. It is down.
Ah.
Yeah, so.
All that sophistication out of the window,
Yeah,
man.
I swear.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah. That's a good thing, right?
Indian-
Like, you got to be everything. You can't be like
Yeah, of course.
too hi-fi.
Yeah, people, we are not into judging here.
Yeah.
Indian filmmakers?
Who I like?
Yeah. That comes to mind. Don't think too hard because then,
Satyajit Ray.
Oh, you're all old, all the oldies.
Okay, no, like young.
No, that's fine. I don't want to impose on you.
Yeah. But like when I.
But not
even
so
when
much dysfunctional families. More like slice of life.
No, not that. It doesn't mean that
okay.
I only watch dysfunctional
Yeah,
family
yeah,
dramas.
yeah.
No. So it's like I like some movies. I like
And
happy people.
contemporary?
Also. It's like contemporary. I like Mani Ratnam. Like I've liked him for a long time.
Do you feel Mani Ratnam is one of those guys who's grown all the time? It's a tough question, I know, but and he may not interview with you again if you say it wrong.
I feel one of what I like about him is that he tries. He sometimes he falls, sometimes he succeeds, sometimes but he's always like, I want to keep doing something that challenges me and I want to see if I can take at least a little bit of the audience along with it. And I think that is a very good artistic principle for anybody. Like even us, right? Like you want to keep reinventing this format that we are in, but can we push ourselves and try not to do this? Okay, I know I like Cyrus Broacha because it's funny and it's this and it's that, but after a point you may like, I want to do this, but I also want to do that.
Yeah.
But will my audience come with me? I think that's a very nice question for any person.
So is it fair you're saying he doesn't look back? He's always trying to figure out what to do now.
What to do now, what to do next.
No,
Yeah.
that's done.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like I don't like talking about national award, whatever. It's like what? It's all done. It's like done and dusted. It's like it's good.
It's for your close friends and family, you know. They feel proud. It's okay.
Whatever.
And your editor. Do you get more money because of that? I hope you get more money because of that. Because national award is national award.
Man. Yeah, outside I say this, like you know, I'm a national award. Like my Twitter, I think my Twitter bio says this, national award winning film.
Of course it does.
Like,
And
it's
rightly
like,
so. Oh, by the way, I'm a podcast award winning podcast.
Nice.
What the fuck was it called, that award?
Did you get it from? But did Pratibha Patil?
No,
give
we
it
only
to
paid for it.
you? Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
We're the first, we're the pioneers who gave
Yeah,
ourselves awards.
yeah.
That's the best thing about, you know, starting.
Yeah.
The first 2 years we won everything. Third year people started doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Boom, gone. What are you going to do? Yeah. You didn't mention anyone from the Hindi film space. Not that, again, I'm not, I don't want to impose.
His
Okay,
films make me
again-
smile. An older filmmaker.
yeah.
But you grow up with these films, right? They
Yeah.
make you
but
laugh.
happy films.
Happy
generally.
films. Yeah.
So now you're all over the place
No, but
for
the
me.
thing is, they are
The dark-
dysfunctional. If you look at Bemisal,
Yeah.
that's a very dysfunctional family that is being cured by Rajesh Khanna. So it's
You
like
got enough to live with.
Yeah, I've got my dysfunction. So that's good. Yeah.
Nobody
So
from the present generation?
I love it. I like we talked about Sandeep Reddy Vanga, like Ram
So you
Gopal
love
Verma.
action as well?
Ram Gopal Verma is one of my favorite
I
filmmakers.
think first,
Even-
Ram Gopal Verma, 2 halves. The first half, fantastic. Second half, not so good.
I
but
still remember, like I'm one of those people who thinks Company is a better movie than Satya. It's like
Good call.
like
very, very close call for
yeah,
me.
it's like I know it's like
But
Satya is a
Satya
very
had that
OG
breath
kind
of
of
fresh
movie,
air,
but
no?
when I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
Company, I was like, wow, that
Yeah.
is like just that you know where Vivek Oberoi was so amazing
Fantastic,
in that movie.
fantastic,
You know,
really.
so that was something that
I also like Sarkar, which is a later work.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I love a movie that he made which nobody likes called Not a Love Story, which is this very, very strange couple deciding to dismember somebody and they kill.
It's like that Peter Mukherjee, Indrani Mukherjee case.
Yeah.
Sorry. Huh.
Yeah. I
Was
don't
it
know.
after? I hope it
No,
was
not before.
Oh God, this is very dark. Let's not
Yeah,
go there.
let's not
Leave
go
it.
there.
Let it be. Yeah.
Speaking of members, oh no, wait, let's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our time is
Yeah,
up.
it's okay.
When the guest starts misbehaving
Yeah.
and I'm the adult, that's when we know to end the
it's
interview.
so-
Yeah. Listen, pleasure talking to you. And I just want to point out to people who are watching this, he was here well on time. In fact, he was early. And my entire crew was not here. No, I'm saying this as a positive thing because I find with India, if there's one thing I want to do, so I have no other talent, is get people to go on time to places.
Seriously.
This is not a bad thing
Seriously,
to
you're
ask.
going to end this with a positive message?
No.
After all that we've talked about.
I want to be a role model.
Okay. Yeah.
And all you want to talk about is your member.
Yeah. I don't want to
you
talk about
double
my
entendre
member.
the whole entire
Yeah,
show.
sure.
You go from Fellini and Hrishikesh Mukherjee and this and that, Baby Sal, and suddenly we're talking about.
See, listen,
men are
I
animals.
was not the one who started with the milk on the floor.
True.
You know, that was you.
Yeah.
So it's
It's a true story. You can ask people who I grew up with. It's a true story. I thought it was a great thing to do at the point.
I like it. That's true story. Whether you live in your imagination, I don't like fantasy. I don't care. It's like
I'm just
whatever.
trying to explain to you that I sucked with, trying
Wait,
to...
wait.
Okay.
That's why we're stopping this. It's just like, please, let's.
He's
not.
a censor.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
censor.
yeah, I've censored it. Yeah, no.
That's it. That's it. Cheers. Thank
you so much.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Cyrus says every time, Cyrus says, जब ये कहे तुम सुनो, please. तमीज से बात करना है ना, important people यार.